JT on the track again.
Hey, run that shit up, Chase.
All right, welcome back on the porch, man. We here again. We blessed to be back again for another episode, man. So, of course, you're here with your boy Mike, gi.mike on Instagram, gi.mike_. I always forget to say that, but it's going to be right there. And, of course, you got your other host.
Man, you here with your boy BJ Riley, man. You can follow me on Instagram and IG at _BJReal, man.
My bad, had to take a sip. But listen, this is a special episode. This is our episode with our first guest. This is going to be episode number 7, I want to say. It's going to be episode number 7, man. And we brought somebody on to give y'all some good game. We're going to have some good conversation today, man. Hey, so I'm going to let him introduce himself, man. He's been going hard on social media. I've been seeing it. He's been putting the work in. I've been seeing the content. I've been seeing the work he's been putting in with the credit. I seen he had a credit score that was like 800 or something. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm like, hey, he doing something right. He's somewhere I need to be. He a young man. He even younger than me. A lot of people think I'm young. A lot of people think BJ young. Shit, we're both 22, but my boy said he younger than us. He a year younger than us.
Yeah.
So, hey man, go ahead and introduce yourself, man. Who you is, man? Go ahead.
Hey, look, my name is Tommy Wright. I'm CEO.T-Wright on all platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. I drop game every single day. I'm dropping game on how to get your credit score where you want it. Everybody want to be in the 800s.
For sure.
Everybody want to be in the 800s. Everybody want to drive the whips that they want. Everybody wants to be able to get a house whenever they want to, and everybody want to be able to get a bag whenever they want to. I'm a credit and business funding specialist, so I specialize in getting people money that want to start new businesses. They want to go start a Turo fleet. They want to go get some Airbnbs or whatever. You need some capital for that. And
for sure.
I show people how to do that with no money out of their own pocket, but leveraging other people's money to make them money, and then they just keep the returns and keep the profit going from there.
That's crazy. So how long have you been in the credit space? I mean,
before we get into that,
yeah,
like where you from? Where were you raised?
That I was about to get into.
Like, just tell it, take us back.
Yeah,
like,
so
where's Tommy from?
Yeah,
who is Tommy?
Originally, I'm a Jit, so I'm from Florida. From Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
From Georgia.
Okay.
I'm from Florida.
Man.
I moved up here.
You know,
I moved up here when I was like 5 years old. But I'm originally from Florida, but I claim Atlanta. I'm always gonna claim Atlanta. That's where I grew up from. Yeah, I'm about to say where I grew up. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm from Florida. That's why I'm kind of fast when I was playing football and shit.
I ain't trying to hear it.
Florida got the fastest people, man.
Boy, we're running
tripping.
But we got the best athletes though. But it's okay.
You want DB or wide receivers? Go to Florida.
Yeah, nah.
You want drug dealers and people that run away from the police? Go to Florida.
You want scammers? You want scammers come to Atlanta? Shit.
I got you. So you say you moved up here from when you was 5. So, I mean, tell us about your background. Like, how was it, like, growing up? How was your lifestyle?
I mean, growing up, I grew up, I don't want to say middle class, but definitely not low class. We was cool.
We have conversations about this all the time. We throw up in lower middle class.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a middle of that shit.
I say I grew up in I was middle. What was it? Middle class.
No, it's a lower middle class. It's a lower middle. That's why I said
it's
low middle class.
Yeah, it's the middle class. Like middle class to me is like 6-figure motherfuckers.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the bottom class is like, okay, like we really struggling. And you know what I'm saying? Nah, my mama had me right in the middle of that motherfucker.
Yeah, I had like a roof over my head, and everything, car and everything. But I couldn't get the shoes. I couldn't get the shoes and clothes I wanted.
I didn't get as many shoes. I didn't get as many. My mom made sure I had a shoe every start of the school year.
I feel you. So it was probably
back to school shoes. Back to school shoes. You know what I'm saying? But throughout the whole school year, where everybody pop up with the new Jordans that just came out and shit, I ain't had that.
That wasn't that.
It was this show.
I ain't had it.
It was this store called Shoe Show. I used to get the best.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I used to get the best shoe out of Shoe Show, and that's what I wore from like elementary into middle school. It wasn't until like high school or college where I just start just getting what I want. Like
once you start buying yourself.
Yeah, once you start buying your own shit.
I cared about what I look like.
Yeah. So back to you. So you grew up pretty much like lower middle class, like we did.
Yeah, right in the middle. Yeah. And so I mean, I had my life was cool, but there actually was like one instance that really changed my paradigm and changed how I actually thought about money. So my mom actually didn't give me something for Christmas. I know that sounds like it might be them times we don't get nothing for Christmas, but I never really asked my mom for too much. So the small things that I would ask her to break her back to do for me.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was my 7th grade year, the Blue Mirror phone posits that just came out. Well, they were about to come out. It was like December 23rd that they were coming out. And since like back then, you know, when you were a sneakerhead, you're looking at what's dropping over the next year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm in January, like, oh yeah, them cop. Like I'm like them
They
cop.
coming.
I'm screenshotting. I'm sending it to my mom like, hey, I don't want nothing else. Like I'll clean the kitchen for the rest of the year, the next year, if you just get me these for Christmas.
Yeah.
And she would throw little hints like, you know, like this economy was alright, but I guess there was some stuff going on in my household.
Right.
And she was kind of like throwing hints like, yo, like them $230 shoes, no, phone posits back then wasn't like Jordan. Yeah,
that was the
they start at $250. Like, you know what I'm saying? So she was like, I don't know if I could. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of money. I'm like, yo, she BS. My mom just playing with me. You know, she gonna come through. Mom just gonna come through. Yeah, mom just gonna come through. I'm asking for, this is the only thing I'm asking for, nothing else. Mom just gonna come through. So Christmas coming, and I'm downstairs. I'm looking under the chair. I'm like, I got my nieces and my nephew there. They opening their gifts and stuff. I'm just looking like, where my shit at? You know what I'm saying? My mom. Yeah, I went right upstairs. I was mad as hell. And my mama came there and she told me straight. She was like, yeah, I couldn't afford to get your nieces and your nephew stuff and you a lot older than them, so you know we gotta make sure they get the, you know, the Christmas experience and shit. Yeah. I wasn't trying to hear none of that shit though. So she told me that I wasn't trying to hear none of that shit. I was just like, yo, like, that's one thing, you didn't get it. So, you know, I'm a kid back then, so in my head I'm like, yo, I can't rely on my mama for nothing. I gotta do this for myself. You know, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this. And then the next day I seen some Migos and a black guy cutting grass like across the street from me, and I seen them a lot because they cut our grass. And I asked them, I was like, hey, can I work for y'all? Like, it don't matter what y'all pay, what hours, I don't care. Like, can I work for y'all? Because I need some money. And I'm 12 years old at the time. So my mama like, not my mama, but they were like, yo, you 12 years old, bro. What you mean? But nah, they respected the hustle though. And they took me in. They took me in for,
dedication for sure.
Yeah, they took me in for probably like 8 months. And then my mom used to get her car washed at this car wash, and that was probably the biggest blessing that I could ever have, because then I started working there. I became a manager after like 2 years. I'm the youngest one there. These are like 40-year-olds.
So how old were you
know what
when
I'm
you were like a manager at the car wash?
I became a manager when I was 16, 17.
Yeah.
16, 17?
Yeah, 16, 17. I became a manager. I was managing the whole thing. Like me to this day, like me and the owner are like, we're like this. Like we're like family.
What were your hours though? Because I know you was in school, like dealing with what you were in high
school.
So
Saturday and Sunday was all my days. So
Saturday and
yeah,
Sunday.
so I didn't go out to parties. I didn't party. I didn't really like go hang with people. And I'm popular as hell in high school. Like I'm the football player, and everybody knew me. You know what I mean? Like girls, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so, yeah. You know what I'm saying? It got to a point where like my friends was like, bro, I'm not even finna invite you, bro. I know you're gonna turn me down, bro. I know you're gonna turn me down. So yeah, so I wasn't. The Saturday and Sundays was solidified. I was working Saturday and Sunday, but Monday through Friday, depending on what classes I had and what I knew I had to be at school for, I'd flurry in, leaving school, go to the car wash, and I was Ubering back then before I even bought my car. So I'm busting a bag on Uber just to go get a bag. So when my difference being probably like $40 a day at that point, because I'm busting the bag for Uber and then busting the bag for Uber back to go to practice and shit, and then busting the bag to home for Uber.
$40, $60.
Yeah, it was a lot. Yeah, bro, it was a lot of shit, bro.
Hey man, hey y'all, it's a lot of stuff to take from that story, because at the end of the day, you said you noticed that you wanted something. You wanted something and you didn't get it. Most of the time, a lot of times that when we start changing, y'all need to hear this. Once we start changing our mindset, our paradigm change, it's usually because something happened in our lives, and it may not be as traumatic to others as it is to us.
For sure.
For you, it was them pair of shoes. You want those pair of shoes, so get what you did. You went out here and said, hey, boom, I want to try to get a job at 12 years old. So I want to let you know that from that being said, it's kind of like you can't allow age or allow anything, sex or whatever it is that you going through, or whatever that is that you have, or whatever that is that you have going on, to deter you from getting what you want in life.
For sure.
That's pretty much what I'm trying to say. And then you busting a bag for Uber. You going back and forth to school for Uber, and you trying to find a way to make that happen.
For sure.
Like, how was that? Like, I know that had to be crazy.
Yeah,
I know people in school probably was looking at you like, man, bro, tripping.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
And I like how you, instead of just throwing your mom under the bus saying, Mom, you know I want them shoes. You know, like, you should have had, that's the only thing I wanted. You just looked at yourself and be like, I could go out there and get it on my own. So you just took that, just like, let me be a man and go out there and work on it myself, instead of just talking down on your mom or getting on your mom and saying, Mom, you need to work a little harder. You say, let me look at myself and go get it myself.
At 12 years
so I
old.
really respect you for that as a 12-year-old, for just hopping out there and just getting it for yourself instead of just putting that all on my dudes back.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like as us as humans, we got two options in every situation: fight or flight.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's it. And the way that you look at it depends strongly on your mindset and what you're actually willing to do. So even in my situation, I had two options. I could have been like, hey, we're broke. There's not enough money out here. Da 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 da. And then that trickling every single year would turn into me not actually having money because you are what you think. So instead of me taking a scarcity mindset, I took an abundance mindset. Like, yo, it's money out here. It's not in my mama account, but it's out here somewhere, and it's a way I can get it. And I mean, the only way I knew back then was just to work my ass off. But I mean, I'm grateful for it, but that's not the way I think now. So you just grow every time you do a new have a new situation or you do a new endeavor or something. But it was just mindset for me back then. I'm glad I was blessed to have it because I can't even tell you why. I can't tell you why I thought that way. I can't tell you because a lot of 12-year-olds don't.
And a lot of people just have that have that in them. Like that's why sometimes people ask like, do you think entrepreneurship is like innate ability or is something that you could be taught? That you learn. I don't know. I've been in the yard probably about the same since I was like 8.
Yeah.
So to get money to go to the skating rink, I want to go do this. My mama had money. I knew that she didn't. You feel me? So therefore, I'm like, all right, man, my brother, I used to go out there. We could cut yard, knock on doors, do whatever I had to do to do that. I was telling him the story today how they had to jump up for heart. You know that? You remember that?
Jump up for heart.
Jump up for heart. When you jump, it's a school fundraiser for like you go knock on people's doors, you ask them to fund, and you. Yeah. I was telling him how I used to. This probably not good. I probably shouldn't admit it, but it was so long ago though. I used to go around get the donations. Like going door to door, get the donations, and then pocket the money. I keep that money for myself. I'm hustling. That's how I'm hustling. You feel me? But,
what was the return like if you was to bring them the jump rope for heart money?
Man, you probably get a fucking chapstick or a keychain
yo-yo or a keychain.
I'm gonna keep this shit myself.
Damn pizza party, one box for 30 kids.
You know what I'm saying? You feel me? I just
party.
raised $500, $300, and you tell me I'm gonna get a keychain? That shit didn't even make sense to me back then. So that's what I'm saying. It's kind of just like I don't know. Like what y'all think? Y'all think that's just like an innate ability, or it's something where you be taught, or it's just you go through some pain and it make you get to entrepreneurial? What
I think it's levels. So I think borderline entry into entrepreneurship can be taught. I think that can be taught. But when you're talking about different levels of business, like going from your basic LLC to then becoming an actual corporate firm or anything like that, like. The basic, like we say, Turo, Airbnb. I think anybody can do that. I think you can teach.
We both did that shit.
Yeah, I think you can teach somebody to do that because you can do that step by step. But when you actually create a business, it takes more than just step by step. It's a lot of pivoting, and a lot of people don't have that innate. They don't have the ability to pivot. Like a lot of people don't know. Okay, if this happens, okay, then I can do this. This will make my business happen like this, and the competition is doing this. But if I pivot this way, the competition will be forced to do. A lot of people can't do that. It's like a monopoly play.
I think it's a mindset.
I think it's like a mindset or like a feeling in yourself. Cause like some people they could be comfortable like, oh, I could do this job for 30 years and just retire off the benefits that I get from this job. Then it's something that's clicking in somebody else's mind, like an entrepreneur's mind, and it's like, I need this now. I'm trying to be done the time I'm 25. I'm trying to like just sit down and just kick it. I'm not comfortable where I'm at. So I feel like it's just a feeling and mindset, like what a person feels deep down and like just like where they're at and with their mindset now is like I'm not comfortable where I'm at and I'm trying to do the most scalable thing to reach my goals as soon as possible. It's like they have no patience. It's like I'm trying to get to where I want to get as soon as possible and reach my goals. I don't have 30 years. I don't have 40 years to just sit down and just build up a retirement fund. I want to go. Shoot, these properties that I buy with my money that I'm bringing in every month, that's going to be my retirement plan and stuff. So I'm going to go get it now rather than later and rely on another man. I think it's just like a feeling and a mindset that you have like at an early age.
So it can be taught? It can be taught or?
It can.
That's all I'm saying. You really answer the question. It can be taught or?
I don't think it can be taught. It can't really be taught. It just gotta be installed in you. I feel like it's like the way you raised. Like you said, you had your moment at 12. It was like, I can't wait on mom to go buy me them shoes. I gotta go out there and get it myself.
So you got those traits.
Some
you got those
people,
certain traits.
it was built up at an early age.
Yeah, exactly. I don't. So not necessarily that it's taught.
It can be taught. It's installed in you at an early age.
It's installed in you, but it's not necessarily taught. It's something that you went through that allows you to have those abilities. That's what I think. So it's not necessarily taught or it's not literally you born with it. It's about what you went through and which, a lot of, like you said, you got fight or flight. That's what you said. So you got fight or flight. Some people choose to fight. Some people choose to flight. Some people choose to just say, you know what? I can't figure this shit out. let me just do it this way and cry about it.
Yeah.
Some people just let me goddamn work and let me figure out how to go get this shit myself. But I think it's just from sometimes you're going through shit. But then again, it's kind of like, all right, so what's the difference between those people that say they're gonna fly and what's the difference between the people that go say
something that they're born with?
It's got to be something. It might be something that they're born.
Something
with.
that they're born with. But I mean,
you might.
But I think it's a multi-answered question because it's like even what you just said. So somebody could they can do the fight or flight, but somebody that chose flight over and over again and is tired of the consequences of flight, if they're negative, they might end up becoming a fighter.
Yeah.
So it does make sense that there's situations that bring out things in people. Because I mean, a lot of us we're wired the same way, technically.
Yeah.
Right? So it just depends on how much it takes to get that out of you. Like that little thing with my mom, it took that shit out of me. Like really, really took that shit out of me. So it does depend on situations.
Yeah, and there's some people out there on the streets that you see real homeless right now.
Yeah.
And they still ain't got to them to get it out of them yet. You know what I mean? It's just, it's still going. They just like, fuck it, I guess I'm still here.
Yeah.
Feel me? Sometimes it do take different levels for different people. So, hey, I mean, I guess I don't know. I guess it is something you're born with. I guess it's the ability to pivot. That's what you're born with.
Yeah.
I guess that's what you're born with. And it's somewhere, or is it something that you've seen growing up? I don't know. This topic could go real deep.
Yeah,
it's kind of like,
deep, yeah.
I don't know if it's something, you could see someone like me personally, I know I always saw my mama as a hustler, you feel me? So a lot of times we hustle off of the people that we see in our lives. I see my mom was a hustler. She always worked. She always gonna find a way to get some money or pay the bills. So therefore, I'm like, all right, I know I at least gotta work. But once you start working, and if you start working in the right directions, you start learning different things. Like, all right, maybe now it's work, but now I know they doing it a lot smarter. They working still, but it's a lot smarter.
Yeah.
So now they're making more money. So it's a lot of things, because maybe it's just about the direction and the ability to pay attention to things as you continue working or going forward.
Yeah, no, you hit it on the head with that one, because like going back around service, I was like, okay, I gotta work. That's the only way money. I gotta work.
Yeah,
I gotta go work to go get money. That transferred to, okay, I gotta work a little bit more to get a little bit more money, and it's kind of like it's a hamster wheel. It's a hamster wheel, and I kept on doing it. But when I left college and I came back home, I went back to work for maybe a couple months. But ironic thing, my car wash that I was running, they shut it down. They shut it down 3 months after I came back. Cause I was like, yo, if I fail in business, I can always go back managing the car. I'm making good money too. I can always go back. Playing out the window. They shut it down like 3 months after I came back. But that turned me working turned into, okay, how can I work smarter? Because I want more time, but I want more output. So I started working now I'll probably work maybe 20 hours a month max and make 10x what I was making when I was working.
For sure.
Almost like 8-hour days, 9-hour days, all that.
Yeah.
So it's levels to it. Like I started to learn like, okay, I can work smarter, but the smart work that I'm doing has more output than what it used to be.
Yeah, for sure.
But you're one of those guys that you stopped going to school to pursue what you wanted to do.
We need to go back to his story.
So like, my question for both of y'all is like, what in you was like, I need to get this now? Like, I don't have, like, dad and mom's not bringing in, like, the amount that we need to just, like, stay afloat every month. It's like, I can't just sit here for 4, 5, 6 years and get this degree. I need this now. I need to jump off and do what I need to do now. Like, what was instilled in y'all? What was, like, the moment where it was like, I need this now, and I'm not waiting no more years. I can't afford to just sit here and wait. I need to go out and get it now. Like, what was that point?
I'm gonna let you go first.
Yeah. What was like just triggering y'all to just know that you need it now rather than later?
Okay, so you talking about college. Awareness. I think that's one of the most positive.
Where did you go to college?
I went to App State. I went to Appalachian State. I was their top recruit in history going in, and I actually was not projected to go there. I was supposed to go to Tennessee, so SEC. When I didn't go SEC, I got a lot of hate for that shit. But what was I saying? Damn.
Oh, awareness.
Okay, so I think awareness is what creates these new levels for everybody. So before I went to school, I had a whole plan mapped out. I was gonna try to redshirt my freshman year, no matter how much they wanted me to play. I was gonna try to redshirt my freshman year so I can have that extra year to go and get my MBA.
Yeah.
So that was my goal. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get my MBA. I'm gonna go work, yada yada, because I want to make a lot of money. I want to make 6 figures, right? Yeah. I went in thinking like already an employee already.
Yeah.
I get to college and I have time on my hands, but not so much time. But I have enough time to the point I'm reading more. And what's crazy is my roommate actually ended up getting COVID. So he got COVID, and this is when COVID is high. This is when COVID is crazy. Nobody knows what it is. Nobody knows. He got COVID. And the procedure back then was if you're around anybody that got COVID, you're quarantining.
You quarantine too.
Yeah, and they was not playing that with the team because we're like cattle, you know what I'm saying? So they quarantined me. And they quarantined me for 14 days. And I don't even have COVID. I tested it for 3 times. I don't have COVID. But the procedure calls I gotta be quarantined. So they put me in a room and I finesse. I take my whole TV. I take my game. I'm like, I'm not gonna be in there not doing nothing.
Oh yeah, exactly.
But one of my closest friends, like a mentor of mine, he actually gave me Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Okay, yeah.
I threw that shit in my suitcase. Like I never fucking.
I read that shit.
Everybody say you read that in and change your life.
He gave me Rich Dad Poor Dad and Think and Grow Rich. And I was never gonna read that shit. I had my plan already. I'm like, but what the fuck am I reading this for?
I got the plan.
Yeah, I got my plan. What am I reading this for? And I get in that room and it's only so much of the game you can play and only so much Netflix you can watch before you be like, yo, I hate TV right now. Like I can't even look at that shit right now.
For sure.
And I was like, damn, I do got those books. And I hated fucking reading. I did not read. Like, no matter how, like, my GPA was very high, but I did not like reading. I hated that shit. Even though that was one of my strongest, like, criteria when we did testing and shit, I didn't like it. I read the books. And when I read the books, it was like, I wasn't like, oh my God. But it really started to open my eyes. And I started to become more aware of how money works. More aware of how people that have big businesses or are accredited people, how they think. So then I started to become curious. Once you become aware of something, you start to become more curious about it.
Deep.
And I'm all on YouTube. I'm all on TikTok, looking at different videos. Like how does real estate work? Because Rich Dad Poor Dad is really sectioned around like real estate and entrepreneurship. Yeah. But the sole purpose of the book is basically financial literacy. So now I'm looking at different stuff. I'm looking at podcasts. I've never watched a podcast a day in my life. I'm starting to watch podcasts. I'm listening to people that are millionaires. I'm like, yo, where the hell was this? Where was all this shit?
Like, people actually do this?
Yeah, I'm like, where? Like, nobody's talking about this. Nobody in my friend group was fucking talking about it. I'm like, yo, nobody's talking about this. Like, what? Who are these people? So I'm hours. Like, we had practice. We had workouts. I was in the 6 a.m. group, so I'm up at like 5 something. I wasn't going to sleep until like 1 or 2. I had insomnia. Because my whole like plan and mindset switched. I'm like, yo, like, am I even doing the right thing?
Right.
So I'm like, I watch podcasts and stuff until like 1, 2 in the morning, wake up at 5, eat breakfast, go work out, go to practice, come back to my room, get back on podcast, go to practice, then come back to my room and get back on podcast. So I was becoming a lot more aware. And I became a lot more curious. And when I became a lot more curious, then I was like, I gotta buy a course or something. I bought my first course, and I actually tested my mom. I was like, hey, can you give me $1,000 for this course? I had the money. I just want to see what she was gonna do. And I asked my mom, and then I asked 2 of my close friends, and then I asked 2 of my sisters. Just to see who was gonna do it. Because I knew I was gonna be rich. Who was gonna get the most of it? Like who was gonna get the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my mom ended up giving it to me. That's when my mom get whatever she want whenever she wants something, I get it for her.
Right.
So I bought the course. I was aware enough and very curious enough to buy the course. And then when I bought the course and I started to see what I could possibly do, and I started to see other people do what I could possibly do, then everything changed. I'm just having insomnia. I'm rethinking about everything. I'm like, okay, I got to make a pivot. And then with the time is the only thing we can't get back. It's the most valuable asset that we own.
Right.
So I can't waste 4 years, and I'm a football player on scholarship, so I have to play football.
Yeah.
I can't waste the 4 years. I'm still a freshman now. I can't waste 4 years playing football. I stopped really liking football because I only want to do it for the money, but then realized I could make money doing something else.
Yeah.
So my passion for football dwindled, and then college wasn't anything to me. Like I had all my classes online. I made my whoever schedules the classes and everything. I made her put all my classes online. She said she couldn't do it. I said, make it happen, and I hung up the phone. And she came back to me and said, hey, I can't do it. I said, make it happen, and I hung up the phone. She calls me again and tells me she made it happen. Okay, cool. Because people are only going to do what you push them to do.
Yeah.
So I got all classes online. I started the business, got everything up and running. I was making maybe like $1,000 a month, nothing crazy, before I actually left.
Though.
That's good.
$1,000, that's not nothing to
When
leave.
you in college, though.
But that's not nothing to leave school for.
Oh, that's
No,
not,
no, no, no.
That's not, especially when you're on full scholarship. Like that's a lot. The thing that you work so hard to get for, you're throwing that away for $1,000 a month.
Cause they giving you like 50.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're like,
50,000
you know,
a year,
in school, like, and then not accounting the food and stuff. So
Yeah.
when I started doing that, I was like, okay, you know what? I can't get my time back. I'm young. I don't got kids. I don't got nothing too crazy that's gonna hold me down. So let me just go ahead and step in the water. Like I like to jump in the water and learn how to swim later. Like I'm risky as hell. I like
Really?
Same way.
I'm risky.
So
Exact
it
same
doesn't
way.
take you like much to just like once you find out what you want to do, it doesn't take you long to just jump
Risky
in
as
and do
hell.
it.
Risky as hell. I'll do like I mean of course
How
I
you
make
play
sure it makes
DD?
sense. Yeah.
You used to
Like,
jump on the
I used to do some risky shit, but I'll start my coach hated that shit. I'll start on the other side of the field just cause I knew they was gonna throw it on the other side. It's one receiver over there. I'm the free safety going on the other side of the field just so they think they got the ball. Hunt, I'm running my ass to the whole other side. If they throw something over here, I'm fucked. I don't
for
care.
sure.
But I don't care. I'm running that way, and 9 times out of 10 I usually was right. But yeah, I'm risky as hell, bro. I'm risky as
for
hell.
sure.
But yeah, that's when it really I had to turn
quality
it
all
up.
the time.
Yeah, that's when I had to turn it up. That's when I realized I had to turn it up.
Yeah, for sure. For me, you know, for me, I just know as I was growing up, you feel me? I just obviously, you know, I learned from other people's stuff, other people's mistakes. I'm real good at that. Like I feel like you don't have to go through the things when you could just watch and learn from other people's mistakes. I'm big on that. Yeah. So, you know, growing up, my brother went to prison, you know what I mean? I seen that we were struggling, I seen we had too much money and then like that. You know, I went to college, same thing, Alright, so I mean, like when I knew that I had to just go out and get it, like I pretty much growing up, you know, just growing up where I had a family that didn't have much. You know what I mean? Not saying it was poor or nothing, like I said, lower middle class. You know what I mean? It's just I kind of figured it out that everybody was pretty much like on this hamster wheel, or it seemed like we were struggling all the time. By the time I went to college, I started looking at things like little things. For me personally, I was just figuring out ways to make some little extra money. So I started off looking up stuff like how to make an extra $1,000 a month. That's literally what I was looking up.
Curious.
Just curious. Cause I'm like, how do I do this, right? That's when I started a digital marketing firm. As I kept looking into it, that's when you start seeing podcasts. You start seeing podcasts pop up on your suggestions and stuff. You start watching that stuff, then you start looking at how these people living, and you like, bro, there's no reason why I should not be living like this. And then I always had this thing where I was in relationships and stuff like that, but I knew that I never wanted my mom to struggle anymore. I've been evicted. You know what I mean? So I was like, you know what? I don't ever want to feel that again. I didn't one Christmas. I ain't get nothing. I remember the same Christmas I got evicted, the same Christmas I ain't get nothing because my mom was just like, you got a roof over your head. That's a blessing enough. Yeah. So at that point, by the time I got to college and I'm looking up those videos and I start seeing that stuff and I start saying I want the S class or it's like the Maybach or something and I was with a girl and I'm like, bro, I don't ever want my wife to work. If she don't want to work, she don't have to work. You feel me? Like, and that's just what it is. For me, once I start realizing all that stuff, it was kind of just like, bro, you have no choice but to go get it. You have to be the breadwinner. Instead of sitting around waiting for somebody else to go be the breadwinner and provide for you, I had to go do it. Same thing that happened. BJ, no, when I was in college, bro, they was like, I ain't had no car. By the time I was 19 years old, I said, fuck it, I'm going to get my own car. I was working hell of a lot. Every day, all day. I mean, I was no partying, no nothing like that in college. You feel me? It was straight work. You know, I might be working. Then I got class. Then I got class. I was working. I was working for the school, which I was doing like marketing. I'll be announcing games and stuff like that. Then I had to go to class. I had football practice, and not only that, I started doing real estate. So then, instead of going out, I'm making cold calls. I'm sending offers out. I'm starting doing stuff like that when I'm 19 years old. At that point, bro, I just knew what the hell was out there. So that's when I realized that, hey, you got to go out here and make this happen for yourself. It's pretty much almost a similar story. You feel me? You just start realizing that, bro, it's so much more out here. I'm 19 years old. I'm 18 years old when I started doing this stuff. And I said, you know, I want to be able to retire by the time I'm 24, 25. I want to be able to say I'm done if I want to. Now, me being me, I probably won't be able to. BJ know me. I work all the fucking time. I like this shit. I love what I do. That's why. You feel me? I love that. But at the same time, I want to be able to give my family the freedom of saying, you know, if we don't want to, we don't have to work. Or at least they know they don't have to work. So that's when I realized I was just like, by the time I was 19, 18 years old, I knew that it was on me.
Yeah.
So
I knew I always wanted to like double back and just be a provider for my family. But like me just playing football, I thought that way of me providing was gonna be through football, like making the NFL. Like, did y'all ever have like NFL like dreams or aspirations? Like, did y'all like think y'all
I'll
was
let you
gonna
go
make it
first
to the
on that.
league?
I ain't gonna lie.
Did y'all think y'all was gonna make it to the league?
I'm gonna make mine
like honestly, when was it? I just came to the realization. I was like, bro, I'm not putting in enough work. I'm not working hard enough. I'm not like grinding hard enough. Like, I'm just not putting in the work to make it to the league. Like, I didn't like realize that, and probably till like freshman year at college, I was like, bro, I'm not grinding hard enough to go to the league.
Well, for me personally, I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't worry about going to the league. By the time I was like 11th grade, I wouldn't really worry about it no more.
Cause that was my way. I was like, I'm gonna make it to the league, and I'm gonna be able to provide for the family. I'm gonna take care of everybody. I'm gonna be in the league.
Yeah. I mean, I was pretty cool on that because I learned. I was like, bro, you know, I started seeing, and I'm a realist. I played fucking defensive end and linebacker, and at that point, I was around 230, 240. But these niggas around this bitch in the fucking 4'3".
Yeah.
Nigga, I'm not doing that. And
4'3".
this is what I want to say. This is what I want to say to people. This is not me not doubting myself. This is not me doing that. But at some point, you have to be a realist. I realized that I wasn't running no 4'3" or 4'4". I wasn't doing that.
You just slow.
You just sorry as fuck. But the thing is, I understood that I wasn't doing that, so I was a realist about it. And I started realizing that, hey, it's other ways that I can go out there and get it rather than go out here and try to make it to the league. Be a realist sometimes. I'm not saying give up. I'm not saying quit what you're doing. I'm not saying go out there and be like, bro, I just can't do it. It's not possible. Some of that shit just come off of pure what you're born with. I just ain't something I had. And I wasn't finna go from a 4'8" to a fucking 4'3" to make it to the league at being 6 foot, 240 pounds. That wasn't gonna happen. You know what I mean? And I was okay with it.
Yeah, so what he's saying is, if you just
Shut the
naturally,
naturally
slow,
so I just want to make that
jump off and get some money. You just slow.
I was hard as fuck.
But this man went fast, so we gonna
So
see.
let's see.
When you lost your like NFL aspirations, like
I still went D1. It don't matter, nigga. Yeah.
You slow.
Well, okay. So I'm a firm believer in manifesting the affirmations. I'm that type of guy, and I didn't know I was doing this when I was younger. Like the cars that I bought, everything I said I was gonna do months before I did it. Yeah. And I used to post on Snapchat back when Snapchat was actually popping. I would post every single morning. It would be like a picture, maybe like a football picture, and I'll put offers on top of it before I had anything. I posted every single day. Like people would talk about me in school, like for real. Like why the hell do you keep posting this? And I'm like, bro, I'm gonna get offers. I swear to God, I'm gonna get offers. And I was like, the only way that I could be a millionaire and really, you know, get my family straight and make sure that I'm straight is I got to go to the league. So my mom was set on the league. I affirmed myself being on the league, and everything that lined up with me going to the league, everything lined up perfectly. Sure. So it made me really like not second guess anything. So I came out, I'm All-American in high school. I got the long jump record from my school. Athlete of the year. I'm special teams player of the year. I'm number 24 athlete in the nation. My school's highest recruit. I'm recruited by every conference. So everything is lining up. Like, okay, this is it. This is right. This is right. Everything's right. Everything's lining up. So it was really hard for me to like let that go. Like this is everything that I like set out to do. Like I'm paying for extra workouts. I'm busting my ass in the off season. There was no off season for me because I had track. Yeah. So I'm going crazy in track. I'm in state in track. I'm going crazy in football. I get to college. Number one, I'm a true freshman. The freshman that plays the most. I'm actually in rotation. I'm like the number 2 corner. I'm actually playing. And then when I started to realize that football was not the only way that I could make money, this is not my only out, then I actually started hating the shit. Like I actually really started hating it. So I actually started seeing football for what it was. It wasn't that I had a strong passion for football, because I didn't. I had a strong passion for the end goal. Yeah. So when I realized that my end goal is not the only goal that I can have, then that's when the passion for football started to go away. Like I was born, I'm gifted as hell to be athletic as shit. Like I was athletic as shit. So I'm gifted for that, but I just didn't have the passion to keep on doing it for as much time that it was gonna take. So it probably, like, when I got to school and realized that, and I started becoming aware of what actually was out there in the world, the same way you became aware.
Yeah.
That was the turning point for me, where I was like, okay, yeah, this isn't for me. So there was never a point where I said, okay, I can't go to the league, because everything lined up for me to go to the league. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna have a shot. Like, even if I don't get drafted, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, even if I didn't get drafted, like, I was gonna have a shot. You know what I'm saying? So I can definitely get to the league. So it's not me realizing I cannot go to the league, but it was realizing, like, the league is not in my best interest. So I had to put aside the dream for the quick millions of dollars to bet on myself in a business that, 2 out of 3 people fail in. You know what I mean? So that probably was when I got to school in my freshman year.
So like early on, like, cause I know, like, how was the transition from, like, being an athlete, being a student, and then jumping out into the real world? Cause I know it's like, when you're on a football team, it's like, okay, I got workouts at this time, I got practice at this time, I got film at this time, we eat, we have meetings, okay, I got some downtime at this time. How was, like, the transition from, like, just being a student athlete into the real world and just selecting your path? Like, how long did it take for it to click on, like, okay, I want to do this? Was it like trial and error? Like, let me try to do this and do that? Because, like, me, when I stopped going to school, I just started looking at, like, what job pays the most money, like, not even off a degree, because I didn't have a degree or anything. So I just started working at Home Depot doing 12-hour shifts, getting paid, like, what was it, like $15, $16, $17 an hour. And I was like, that's the best thing smoking, so I'm going to do that. Give me a car, and then, shoot, whatever falls into place, it's going to fall into place.
Yeah.
So how was, like, your transition from just being a student athlete into just saying, okay, I'm going to put that to the side and just hopping into the real world?
I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm blessed as shit. I'm beyond blessed. So I didn't have a hard time. So I was already, self-efficient, because I was paying for my own stuff ever since that Christmas. I was paying for my own stuff. I'm always paying for my own stuff. So it's not like I did not already have bills. Right. So, like, I went to school with a car note. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yeah. So I had bills. Like, I had stuff I had to pay for. So it wasn't really the real world. When I came back and I realized, okay, like, the safety belt is off of me. I don't have football on me. Like, this is my past. Somebody's taking care of me. This is all on me now. Yeah. The first business that I started coming out of college, even though I started in college, but really, like, started doing it when I got out of college, became a 6-figure business. It didn't become a 6-figure business until the car wash that I was managing for 6 years ended up shutting down. So that was a blessing in disguise, and I didn't even know it.
Yeah.
So by that shutting down, my time wasn't split between trying to grow my business and still trying to make money right now.
Yeah, because you would have went back to the car wash.
Like, I would be at the car wash. I got a meeting with somebody. I go in the back room and be like, hey, y'all hold it down for me real quick. I go in the back room, handle the call, come back out, finish my job. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So when God took that away, then now it's just, okay, I have no choice now. Like, I haven't worked anywhere else since I was 12. You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't worked. I don't even know what a real job really is. Like, when I was working there, first of all, it was all cash, and then they were like family to me. Yeah. Like, I used to go up there to escape life. I'd be up there. I had podcasts in my ear, like, whole day, just ear.
That's what I did at Home Depot. I just listen to podcasts.
You know what I'm saying? I got podcasts. I'm in my own world when I'm at work.
That shit was 12 hours. Yeah, that shit was,
bro.
You say you work 12 hours.
Yeah, and that shit was like a sanctuary for me. Like, and then the people that was there, we laughing all the fucking, like, one of my best friends is, like, the funniest nigga I know is from the African motherfucker. The funniest nigga I know. All day we is giggling, fucking hee-hawing, the whole shit. So that was my getaway. When all that shit went away, I had no choice but to focus on my business. And I'm 1 for 1. So I was blessed as shit. Like, people start and do all these different they jump from business to business because it might not be instant gratification there, so they go somewhere else. Or, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they jump from business. I didn't even have the opportunity because, like, it was a little bit of roadblocks and a little bit of pivoting, but I saw the potential, and it was just like, 2-3 months go by, and now I'm, $4,000 checks, $5,000 checks, $10,000 checks, 15, 30. Like, it was just, and it just started compounding. I was like, oh shit, like, I just got lucky. Like, I literally was 1 for 1 on starting a business. I got lucky as shit. I was blessed as hell. Like, that was just, so I didn't really have a hard adjustment when I left school, because I was blessed as hell.
Okay.
bust as hell.
Did you have like a mentor or anything? Because I know like every like business adventure that I hop in, like I typically don't even have like a mentor. I just get in and just take it for what it is, like just trial and error and just learn as I go. Like, did you have like a mentor or like what was you like looking up to or like what just clicked in your brain and was like, okay, this is what I want to do?
Back then, I didn't have a mentor. I had people that I saw. On social media that I was like, okay, I can't physically be your mentee because I probably don't have the money and I don't have the connections to do it right now.
Right.
So what I did was I chose to get authors of books, and I chose for people that are in podcasts or people that I'm following on social media. They became my mentors without even knowing it.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
So that's what I had to do. Like I had some strong men in my life that helped me become who I am. And that, again, that was just God laying out everything. Like I swear, if I like told you my life from A to Z, I swear to God, it's like a fucking straight path that God laid down fucking bricks to just go this way, because everything I've done has led me to some kind of success that I wanted, and I didn't even know it. Like,
all right, okay, that makes sense. I mean, so I know you saying you make 6 figures. That makes sense. A lot of people gonna ask questions like, "What the hell? What business was that?" Motherfucker gonna ask like, "Duh, hold on, wait a second.
We gotta gonna jump across that.
What you was doing? Like, what is that? What business is that?
so me being curious and shit.
I think he was selling weed. That's what I think.
saying
Crack.
Nah, this cocaine.
that white girl.
Nah, I went on the Zah, man. So I was like I said, I was watching YouTube videos and shit. And, there's a whole bunch of ads and shit that pop up. So there was this ad that popped up for excess proceeds. So that's when a house sells at a foreclosure sale and it sells for more than what was owed on the mortgage, then that extra money is supposed to go back to the person that owned the house. A lot of people don't know that. The people that own the house never know that. And then the people that usually buy the house, they don't even know that. So when I found out that people actually were doing that as a business in fucking California, I took his course and I made the investment, and lo and behold, I started it. I started trying to do it in Florida. I got a little bit of success there. And then I really started pivoting it. I turned the knob more than what he had done. And then I was able to explode it a lot more. So just like how we were talking about with is it born? Are you born with entrepreneurship?
Yeah.
Yada, yada, yada. Like some people just see certain things. Like some people might see, like people just see this as a phone. But we see this as a networking tool.
For sure.
We see this as ways to connect to our mentors that we can't actually get in touch with.
Yeah.
So it's just perception. So when I saw what he was doing, I was just able to turn that knob a little bit and adjust it to what I wanted to do, and it ended up blowing up for me. So like I said, I do asset recovery in 7 different states. And that's how I got the 6-figure business. And I got some shit on the way. It's gonna teach people how to do it. So for sure.
And so you get excess proceeds. So you basically just get the excess proceeds that were supposed to go to the individuals.
No. So I have a team of attorneys that they recover on behalf of my clients.
Okay.
So I have a network of attorneys in different states that will recover that money, and then we get a percentage of it.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll get like 30%, and then I'll get the bulk of it, and then I'll just get my.
So how do you like secure a deal? Like, do you like what legally do you have to get something like signed to just say that I'm over this? Like, how do you like legally get something and then send it to your team of attorneys?
Yeah, so it depends. So some attorneys I'm like this with, like they know me, they know my character, so they have no problem with me just plugging in their attorney's office with the client. So instead of me being here, like you guys do wholesaling. So you guys are here, clients here, buyers here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So sometimes I can take myself out and I can act like the two. So I can act like the law officer.
You
put them together.
Let's see if this works first.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can do it like that, or I can say, "Hey, this is Tommy Wright LLC." Shit, I started in credit, so I wasn't like a normal teenager. I was researching on how I can start to grow my credit before I was able to even have credit. I was like 17 years old in my room on YouTube, just figuring out what ways I can go in and get my credit started. So that's when I really got into credit, just trying to dabble into it. So I know I would need it later because I knew I wanted another car, yada, yada. So I wanted to go ahead and establish it now. And I knew at some point in the future I would need it. I don't know why. Yeah. I don't know what. Something just told me I needed it. So I just wanted to work on it. But that's how I got introductory into it. And then when I left school and I realized how business credit works and how credit can actually create businesses, that's when I really, really dove into it, because I was like, I don't know if I want to, start a Turo fleet, start a hire car fleet, and that's actually what I did a week after leaving school. Like I didn't even know about business credit. I just heard about it. So I was like, okay, I know I got all right personal credit. And I went a week after leaving college, and I went and bought a Prius and put it on hire car, just like that. Like I dropped the nuts right there and just did it. I was like, yo, like I said, I jump in the water and learn how to swim later. So I was just, I ain't buy no course, I ain't buy no nothing.
I was the same way when I started hire car. I started hire car too before Toro.
Okay.
I ain't even want, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just did it. So that's when I really started getting into credit for real, especially on the business credit side.
But word on the street is that you have or had an 800 credit score. Now, some people dream of having a 700, a 750, 740. Now, you said you reached the 800 credit score. Like, just what's some tips?
And I seen the proof of it.
I got I got an 816. I can pull it up right now. I got an 816 or 814, one of them.
Like just give them some tips
game, like
some game on how, like, what's the mindset behind.
You ain't gotta
it,
give
or
too
like
much,
just,
but
just like what do you have to pay attention to achieve a 800 credit score? Because most of the time people probably never, like, honestly, like, people probably never see an 800 credit score in their whole life.
Yeah.
So how did you achieve it at the age that you're at right now in your early 20s?
I think the biggest thing, especially when I see people come to me for like credit repair and stuff, the biggest issue is people do not pay off their credit cards. I don't know why. The biggest, like the first lesson that I tell kids when I teach them about credit is not extra money. I do not look at my credit cards as extra money. I can't tell you the last time I used my debit card, but it's not because I'm using credit as extra money. Like, I use credit for the benefits of credit. Like, if I go to the grocery store, if I'm gonna go to the grocery store and pay $300 for groceries, I might as well pay $300 and get 10% back, or get 6% back. Then just use, you know what I'm saying? And just use my debit card. That stuff start adding up. This is life. We're gonna buy groceries. You know what I mean? Sure. I don't look at it as extra money, so I never spend more than what I have or what I would spend if I use my debit card. So I think payment history, and then utilization is the top two factors that destroys people credit. So they spend close to what their limit is. So if your limit is $100 and I spend $80, I'm at an 80% utilization rate. Yeah. You want to make sure you keep yours under, forget 30. Everybody will tell you 30. No, 30 will keep your score either neutral or not plummeting. I don't like neutral. Neutral is not positive to me. It's neutral and negative. It's nowhere near positive to me. So I like to tell people to keep it under at least 15. And if you keep it under 15, then your score will continue to rise. But if you know your reporting date and your statement date, you can fluctuate to figure out what the banks will actually see that you owe. Yeah. And I go into it a lot more, like, on videos on my page, but let me just do like a quick little introduction. So if my statement date, the statement date is the day that they send your stuff off to the credit bureaus. Yeah. So if I have $80 on that $100 credit card, they send that over on this day. Let's say that's the 15th. Let's say my pay date is like the 5th. Yeah. So if I pay my card off on the 5th, from the 5th to the 18th, all those transactions are going to get reported. So I can pay my card off and say, oh yeah, I'm good for the month. Run it up on my credit card, and now I have 80% utilization by the time they send my stuff. So it doesn't look like I paid it in full. Yeah. But if I can, you can call the bank. A lot of people don't know this. You can actually call the bank, and you can say, hey, you get like two date changes a year. You can tell the bank, hey, I want to change my pay date to the 16th, 2 days before my statement date. I want to change my date to the 16th. Oh, man. You change it to the 16th, so when you pay it off, the balance that's going to reflect to the credit bureaus is going to be what? It's going to be 0% if you pay it off in full.
So this, because this is how we do it usually. I do it because I pay mine usually probably like 3 days before my statement date, because my due date, I pay it off 3-4 days, but I just know, I'd be like, all right, because I really don't be knowing my statement be. I'm just not going to use it for the whole week.
Yeah.
But I'm finna to change my money.
I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch it.
Because my credit usually is so low, like that shit be below 10% for all my credit cards. Yeah. I got like 7-8 of them. Yeah. And then I've been like, shit, now, damn, I'm about to change my shit.
Yeah, call them and tell you want to, that you want to change.
He be like, I'm not going to touch my card for the rest of the week.
Yeah, for a week straight, I won't pay that bitch.
And then the statement date not to 3-4 days later, so I'm not going to touch it.
Yeah, if you current, they have no problem changing your date. Yeah. So tell them I just want to change the date. I usually do 2 days before. You can actually do 3 to be safe, just because, some days fall on like holidays and national, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you can do it 3 days just to be safe, but all of mine are 2 days before.
I like that.
Yeah.
You paid the minimum 2 days before?
I'm gonna do that tomorrow.
No, I pay in full. I don't pay minimum
You
balance.
paid in the full.
Yeah, I pay.
That's what I pay
full.
mine in full. I just don't use it no more.
Yeah.
So I got one due today. I'm just gonna pay that bitch and not gonna use
Yeah,
it.
I mean the game is to not have to pay. You don't want to pay more money for the money that you're using.
Yeah.
For sure.
So you want to act like you're using your debit card, but get the benefits of a credit card.
And
You know
that's
what I'm saying?
that's the same thing. But before you even said that, I think me and BJ be talking about it. I'd be like, people don't. I'd be like, I'd be like, credit cards are so simple.
So simple.
As long as I say I'm never gonna pay more than what I have in my bank account to pay. We be saying that.
Yeah.
I'd be saying that because like shit, I need to be able to pay it. So it's the money that I'm already having. I look at credit card as me transferring money over to another account.
Yeah.
That pays you.
That's it. I just transfer.
That pays you.
So you know how sometimes you'll transfer money from your savings to your checking.
Yeah.
It's the same way when I pay that in the money. I'm like, I'm not looking at it as a bill. I literally say this. This is not a bill.
It's not a bill.
I'm
When
just
people say credit card bill, I'm like, credit card bill. I never think of it like that. I'm like, credit card bill.
I'm just transferring the money back over. You
Yeah.
feel me? So,
And don't let that fly over your head. What this man just said, he said he can't even think of the last time he used a debit card. And like
That shit got
recently,
webs on it.
this year, recently, just this like year, I just got on it. I transferred all my bills over to my credit card.
and I still need to do that.
So I pay all my outbound bills, like all my monthly expenses that go in on a monthly basis. They're all on a credit card.
I think
now.
he even pays. You even pay your rent on your credit card, huh? I don't even do that.
Sometimes.
That's good.
Yeah,
shit.
some people can, and sometimes I can give you.
I know they just charge. They just charge like a fee though. They charge
Yeah.
like $40,
sometimes they charge a
$50.
fee.
I can give y'all game on that too. So,
Shit, give us
we talking about how to get an 800 credit score. So you want to make sure you have a lot of positive accounts. A lot of positive accounts does not mean having a lot of credit cards. Credit cards are not the only accounts that make up a credit score. Okay. So if you rent, which like 90% of people do, if you rent, you can have your rent report to your credit profile. If you pay utilities, which now 90% of people do, you can have that report to your credit. So 9 out of 10 people rent from somewhere. So you can actually get the monthly payments that you're paying to your landlord and report those to your credit profile. You can do the same thing with utilities. Like nobody is selling just rent and they got utilities included 9 times out of 10 nowadays.
Right.
So you got to pay for both of them. You might as well just add them to your credit report. You got to pay them for them anyway. So you can add that as a positive account. That'll help you grow your credit score. And it's just a lot of different things rather than just credit cards. Like if you got Navy Federal, you can call them and say, hey, I want to start a pledge loan. A pledge loan is a self-secured loan.
Oh wow.
So basically, it's 100% approval because it's just like a self-secured credit card. So what you do is you call Navy Federal and say, hey, I want a pledge loan. They're going to say, hey, okay, cool. How many do you want? Or how much do you want to put in one? You say, okay, $100. Okay, cool. They'll take $100 out your debit or your savings account. They'll take it. And then after like 24 hours or so, after they make the account and everything, they'll send it back to you. And then you have your monthly payments, how much you're supposed to pay. You might end up paying like 2%, 1 or 2% over, what you actually did the loan amount for, so they get paid or whatever. And that's just for them making it. And when you do that, you add an installment account to your credit profile. So if you don't have a card, but you plan on getting a card in the future, they want to see how many installments accounts do you have, because that means you know how to pay off loans. You know how to pay off whatever. So by adding that to your account, now you have an installment account without actually having a car or having a house. You know what I mean? You
that makes sense.
Yeah, you can do that as many times as you want. You can get like 30 pledge loans if you want. So if I was 18, I'd go back and do that.
Yeah, did you do that? Did you do that? Cause I swear when you
think
first got
I got
a, cause a lot of people, cause that's so smart. Cause I thought you had did that at one point when you had got your first credit card, but I guess you just got a regular credit card. But some people do.
It was what was it? Unsecured. Secured.
Did you put money down or no?
Cause I think
Like, did you give them money?
I think you remember saying you had to pay something.
I probably did.
If you gave them money, it's secured. So that's how I would recommend somebody that's a new startup. That's what I did.
That-
So
was
you
a
got
secured-
It was a secured credit card.
Yeah, so you got
Yeah, I ain't never had no secure card. I always start with unsecured. But I mean, shit. But we keep going all day. I
Yeah,
see
for
you got
real.
a lot
Yeah,
of shit
too
to talk about.
much,
You got a
man.
lot of energy. I'm glad we got him on for the first guest. But we gonna start trying to end it right here, man. Look, this has been a great episode.
We definitely gonna have a part 2 because
We
there's
definitely
so much knowledge. We ain't even broke the surface of
For
what
sure.
we gonna talk
Yeah.
about. It's
But-
always great.
For sure. So, but some people got families. I'm not one with fucking family. But someone got family. Got number 10 too. But I mean, I want to just go ahead and end them out strong. But let me do this real quick. And listen, make sure y'all go get. All right. So I'm not. Look, guys. I want y'all to go ahead and go get my course. Right. My course is on wholesaling. Y'all know that's what I do, man, guys. I have made 6 figures. I've been doing wholesaling for 3 years now. 2 of those years, 6 figures. Actually, 3 of those years, I've already been 6 figures, about to cross 200K soon. So what I want y'all to do is to go get that course. I'm not saying I'm going to show you how to be a millionaire. I'm not showing you that. I'm not saying that I'm going to go out here and make you 6 figures this month, but I can show you how to make an extra 5 to 10K a month if you just do it at the low level. An extra 5 to 10K. Just imagine what that could do for you. So get that link right there, and make sure y'all go follow me on Instagram at gi.mike_. And then make sure y'all follow the podcast on all platforms and everything. But follow us on Instagram at _on_the_porch. BJ, where we can find you at?
Man, all I ask is y'all go follow me on Instagram. Y'all can go get my Twitter as well. It's _BJ Real. Y'all go subscribe to the podcast. It's on all platforms. But I'm gonna go ahead and let my boy Tommy close y'all out with something. Just give y'all something for the week. Just give y'all something to think about. Just as y'all attack the week and figure out what you're trying to do in life. Go ahead and just close us out and just give us something and just give them something to think about, man.
Hey, look, y'all. Just do it. And I know that sounds very, very simple, but whatever that came to your mind when I said just do it, is the thing that you've been procrastinating on. Is the thing that you've been second guessing. So just do it. Stop waiting. The first thing that came to your mind, you need to go do it tomorrow. You need to go do it tonight, actually. So just go ahead and get started, because once you take that first step, it's going to be easier to walk. It's hard to walk without taking the first step.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So you got to just go ahead and start walking. So whatever is on your mind when I said just go ahead and do it, you need to do it tomorrow or you need to do it tonight. Get off your ass and just go ahead and get it started.
Just like a Nike check. Hey,
yeah.
And then, we'll follow you on Instagram. We're going to find you.
Oh, yeah, y'all can follow me.
Social media, period.
Oh, yeah, y'all can follow me on all platforms at CEO.TWright. And y'all just tap in with me. I'm dropping game every single week, multiple times a week. Free game.
Free game.
And
I'm telling you, he is. So y'all heard what he was putting out today. Y'all go get way more of that on social media. So go follow him. Make sure y'all go follow all of us. Tap in, because we all doing the same thing. We just trying to make y'all great and let y'all know that this shit is possible. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll be back next week. Peace.
Gone.
Slap.
Great ass fucking podcast.